Yay! Hello, good morning, beautiful love light. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel, Heart Rhythm Healing. I'm Jamie. I'm a certified Reiki master and self-proclaimed spirit. I view myself as a conductor of all of the energetics that are swirling around us all the time. So, and I didn't tap into the energetics to share that life force energy. I do that on Tuesdays in the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble, which there's a link in the description box below to that. If you want to receive life force healing energetics on the daily, come on into that space. But I did go into the other space, the harmonic.us, where we do Monday meditative morning. And so I just got done leading a meditation session that helps us kick off our Monday mornings on the good foot. Just remind ourselves that we are in control of our own breath, and all we have to do at any given moment in time is to remember that we have that. So it takes practice. And so that's why we come in every Monday meditative morning to practice taking conscious control of our breath, so that when the chaos of life crashes into us, we hopefully have practiced enough that we remember, oh yeah, I can breathe through this. I can consciously choose how I want to show up within this moment. And so that is what I seek to help cultivate within the harmonic.us, just a high vibrational space, reminding us consistently over and over and over again that we are in the driver's seat of us. We are the one in charge, but it takes practice. And we need, at least I have found that it helps to have someone remind us of that, because we get wrapped up in the day-to-day mundane little tidbits of life, and sometimes we forget. And so I've just been practicing for, I guess, longer, maybe not. But I felt guided to start the harmonic.us, and so I did. I just took the inspired action to create that group, and I am trusting that it is going to go where it needs to go in the way that it needs to happen to best support me and the collective and all of you beautiful love lights who consciously choose to show up within that space. So if that resonates with you, if you want to start participating in a Monday morning session of just, I usually share a little bit about the energetics and what's been kind of bubbling up within my own heart mind, and then we just breathe together and practice amidst the chaos to reconnect with our heart mind, remind ourselves that yes, I am in control and I can take control anytime I need to, especially when I keep practicing and I keep showing up for myself week after week, day after day, right? So that is the goal with that. If that resonates with you, there's a link to the harmonic.us. Come on over and join me every Monday meditative morning, or as often as on a Monday you are allowed, or not allowed, that's not the right word, that you find time and space and opportunity to do that. And the cool part is it's recorded, so you can jump in there and do it however it fits with your schedule on Mondays. And I'm pretty generous when it comes to morning. It's interesting. I usually come into this, what I call my sacred medicine space that I have cultivated into, like, and like sewn all of those energetics into that online space. It just takes me different amounts of time to open that space for all of us each day. And I just come in and I kind of gather my thoughts. I track the moon. I'm participate, as we do in this channel, we're reading through the Mayan Galactic Calendar. So I track that on, not every day, but I try to do it frequently just to stay in the flow of those energetics, at least for myself. And then, of course, when I find time and have the opportunity to come into here to share with all of you beautiful love lights, I absolutely do that. And today I'm super excited because it is a White Wizard Day. And for those of you who don't already know, I am a part of the White Wizard tribe. I'm a white spectral wizard. However, today is a white solar wizard. So we're in tone 9 today. And I don't know, am I the 16th tribe? Is that right? Nope. 14th. White Wizard is the 14th tribe in the galactic matrix of time. Okay. So as always, we are going to zoom out to the top level at least for my purposes within these videos, of the energetics that we're flowing through, which is the 13-year wave spell that we find ourselves in. We are in a white wizard wave spell that initiated 4 years ago. And so the energetics and code keys of white wizard are being amplified today within this time frame, or whenever you find this video, right? Like, time is a spiral. Truly, there's like the linear concept and construct of time. While it serves us, we've all collectively agreed to this linear timeline and way of seeing time. It's not technically the way that time actually works. So whenever you find this video, trust that that time is right for you in your life whenever you find it. However, it's today is this moment is the energetics that are on this moment. So that's what I'm sharing about, in knowing full well that it will flow out and connect with people as needed. I trust that. So if you are here, trust that you are on time for you, beautiful love light, because you are what matter most. Okay. So we're 13-year white wizard wave spell. The code keys of white wizard are enchant, receptivity, and timelessness. And so the idea with those words is for you to just kind of hear them, allow them to flow through your own electromagnetic field, and just kind of be open to any like somatic or mental or emotional ideas, attachments that arise within you, and then jot it down, take note of it, stop this video, move, and unpack that for yourself. Why did the word timelessness impact you that in whatever way, right? Explore that, because there's medicine in that for you. So whenever I say these words, it's an invitation for you to see, does that intrigue me, bother me, confuse me, right? And begin to sort of look at and explore those words and what they mean, what the attachments you have to those words, the actual definitions and meanings, the symbols that come up within you, like what pictures come up in your own mind when you hear the word enchant. Like for me, when I was exploring the word enchant, like the things that happened to me where I came across the actual literal definition of the Aramaic word abracadabra, which means with my words, I create. And I was like, wow. So then I had this other happening where I began to anchor into the idea okay, well, words, your words begin on the thought level, right? They begin to generate within your mind. So then it became this idea of, for me, the white wizard and enchant is this notion of really gaining crystal clear clarity of my thoughts, my words, and my actions, and get those things into integrity and alignment with one another. Because in my opinion, for me, again, this is all just for me. You might not feel the same way, and that's awesome. You are absolutely have the right to think and feel differently than me, and I encourage that. We are all meant to be our own unique and beautiful expressions of the oneness within this lifetime. But for me, it was aligning of thought, word, and action, because that is how that's when magic starts to happen, right? The white wizard magic begins to start to take shape as I begin to really align and get integrity within those three things within my own life. So that was the lesson for me. Maybe that will resonate with you. But again, you might sit with that word enchant and have something completely different flow in for you. And I love that. And if you feel moved to do so, please share it in the comments with all of us so that we can learn from you also, because this is absolutely a give and take. I am not the expert by any stretch of the imagination. I am learning, I'm diving in, and I'm just seeking to explore openly with all of y'all. And I just so appreciate the fact that you're here on this journey with me as we unpack and go through and learn about the energetics that the Mayan Galactic Calendar have to share with us. So that's the White Wizard. We're 4 years into the White Wizard wave spell, and that means we're in a red self-existing moon year. So we have the code keys of the red moon tribe and the self-existing tone of creation. The red moon tribe brings in the code keys of purifies, universal water, and flow. I want to make sure that that's right. Yes, purifies, universal water, flow. And then the self-existing tone brings in the code keys of define, measure, and form. So we have those code keys that are flowing throughout this entire year. We just have a few moon cycles left. We are in the 10th moon, I believe. Check that. Yes. So we have 3 more lunar cycles before we wrap up this red self-existing moon year. And then next year we're flowing into a white overtone wizard year, I believe. I'm just going to roll with that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So that will be exciting because we'll be in a white wizard wave spell, 13-year wave spell, and then a white wizard year. So those code keys are going to be amplified all of next year. That, again, for me, that like really gaining alignment and integrity with thought, word, and action is going to be amplified all of next year. I'm super excited for those energetics to be flowing. And again, just a reminder, all of the energetics exist all around us all the time. It's just the level of potency that they're flowing at. Like, how strongly is that signal reaching us? But they're all there, and we can totally tune into the subtleties of all of those energetics. We can completely bypass the potency if we want to. Like, you are that in control. You set the intention, you tune your auric antenna into the energetics that you need and require and desire to flow within you strongest. You choose always, in all ways, which is super exciting. It's so cool how much power we house individually. And when we all begin to recognize that within ourselves, of our own innate true power, that we don't need to manipulate and try to control and overpower one another, but if we take control and have power over ourselves, holy moly, I can't wait. I hope I get to participate in that. Like, I hope that I get to like see the as the iteration that I like as Jamie. Like, I want to experience that as me right now. Like, I so want to see all of the beautiful love lights come online and begin to just shine their love light out unabashedly. I seriously, I just cannot wait to experience this earthly plane when all of us finally recognize our own innate power and we stop looking for it outside of ourselves, and we stop thinking that somebody else needs to do a thing in order for us to feel a type of way so that we can do XYZ, or I need this, and this to happen before I can do that. Bullshit. If you want to do something, start charting the course to do it. Nothing needs to change except for your point of decision to make the thing happen. And understand that we don't get to control what other people do. So I get such a kick out of people that get, and I'm just as guilty. So before I get a kick out of myself for doing the same thing, as well as other people in my life, how we get so stuck on the dot, whatever that is like a place, a person, a thing, an idea, a job, right? Where it has to be this, no other way. It's like, really? No, it doesn't. Like, you think that it needs to be specific. It doesn't. It needs to be more general so that you allow that white wizard magic to take shape around you and allow life to, I mean, if you're so focused on, I want to be with this person, like this person and this person only, that's the love of my life, I will never love another, blah, 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 whatever. Um, what if you're blocking yourself from someone so much better for you? Way more in alignment, way like just like the universe is like, like you're focused here on this single person when I have this amazing person waiting for you to just look, just turn your gaze like, oh, hey there. And really, it's more about just being open to life and what it brings your way and appreciating the people in your life that you do love and want and desire, right? Like, man, those people have deep medicine for us if we allow it. And it might not be that we get to be with that particular person, but it will shape us to find the person that we are meant to be with. Or, you know what? In some cases, there are people who want to be with multiple people, and there are people who think that's bad. No, that's wrong. I mean, if you're consenting and that works for all y'all, whatever works for you, right? Like, don't let other people dictate what's going to work for you. Like, but don't be forceful and push what you think and believe onto other people. Allow for discussion and different ideas to be shared and for people to disagree with you. It doesn't make you wrong and it doesn't make them right. And it doesn't make them wrong and make you right. It's that y'all have different heart minds that process experiences and information so very differently because we're supposed to. And just listen. Huh, I've never thought about it like that. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's a really unique perspective. Cool. Thank you for sharing that with me. Again, I'm not sure that I'm gonna adopt that, but that's interesting. Like I see you. I see you, right? Like I don't agree with you, but I see you. I see where you're coming from. And be open and allow instead of being like, no, it has to be like this. This is the only freaking way. And if you don't believe this way, you suck. What? Hmm. All right. So I have to think like you in order for you to be okay with me. Okay. Which is not true. I want you to think like you. I don't want you to think like me. But I want to be able to think what I think and share it with you, right? And not be judged, but maybe be like, huh, that's interesting. I don't think I agree with it, but that's really interesting and unique. Have you thought about it like this? And that's what the comments are for. Jamie, have you thought about it like this? Oh, no, I haven't. That's a really awesome perspective, right? Like share, be more willing to share, even with the people that can't accept it, because that's medicine for them, whether they realize it or not. Don't be rude. Don't be unkind. Don't be forceful, but don't be afraid to speak your heart mind ever. Unless you're going to say things that harm or hurt or tear down, are destructive and judgmental. And that's where, again, the practice of what I did this morning, that practice of meditation, of breathing, is so, so important. When we allow ourselves just a few breaths to be like, okay, how do I want to show up in this moment? You slow your own roll to take that control, to think before you speak, and to think before you act. That's what the practice of meditation in my mind is for, so that I can take that conscious control and enchant my life with consciously chosen words and ideas. And do I fail? Absolutely. Of course I do. I am far from perfect. I have so many flaws, it's ridiculous. However, I also recognize that when I make a mistake, it's within my power to navigate that mistake and remedy it to the best of my ability. And it might permanently injure a relationship, and I will have to manage those consequences. But make no mistake, it's on purpose for a purpose, and it is for my benefit and the benefit of them, whether any of us realize it or not. But it makes it way more fun when we begin to realize that life is truly on our side, working in our favor for us. And all it is are lessons. And we're all going to make mistakes. And it's all right. It really is. I think that we hold on too tightly to the idea that things are just way more like serious than they actually are. And I prove it to myself over and over. There are times where I feel so badly about something and I go back to the person and I say, I'm really sorry that I said this thing. And they're like, what? Oh my goodness, Jamie, that didn't even like phase me. I'm like, really? Because I felt like a jerk. They're like, no, I didn't take it that way at all. And I'm like, interesting. I felt like a jerk. They didn't receive it that way. And then other times, I don't feel like I'm being a jerk and people they like jump all over me. Like I just did the worst possible thing ever. And I'm like, wow, that was not even my intention. Holy moly. Wow. Okay. Like, hold on. Can we like talk about this? Because there was a gross miscommunication. So can we like take the opportunity to figure out what just happened? Because that is not what I intended. And I'm so sorry that that's how it was received. What happened? And more often than not, they realize, wow, you know what? I was in this state of mind and I totally misunderstood what you said because of something completely different that happened in my life. I mean, seriously, how often does that happen? These miscommunications that happen between two people when in reality, that wasn't even the genesis point of the person, like, right? Like something else happened that distorted a filter in one or the, like it's happened to me too, where I've been like, what? And people are like, whoa, not what I meant. And then when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I was upset because of this, or I saw this because of this event that happened, 3 years ago. So I put that lens, that program onto that person without even realizing it. So the more that we work together to flow through these things, it's going to be such a beautiful world. And I'm here for it. I am here for the ascent into higher consciousness and higher vibrations, and all of us beginning to recognize, no, how I treat me is of the utmost importance. Yes, I want to treat others with kindness and respect and decency and humanity and compassion and love and grace. But man, if I don't give all those things to myself first, how can I give that to somebody else? I don't even know what it really truly means or looks like in a healthy way. I'm here for it, y'all. All right, so I think we're in red self-existing moon year. So the next level is we have a 65-day season, and we are flowing through the blue Western Eagle season of vision. Yes, got it right. So the code keys of the Blue Eagle are create, mind, and vision. So it's this really beautiful invitation for us to dive into our mental body individually and how that individual mind draws from and participates in the collective mind, hive mind, or planetary mind, however you want to think about it, or even interplanetary mind, right? Like we exist among a interstellar web of energetic connectivity, and it's multidimensional, which I'm going to openly admit I can't fully wrap my finite brain around. Like it's so crazy to think about multidimensionality. I was having a conversation with a friend about it and he blew my mind. I was like, okay, hang on. I need to can we just put a pin in that? Cause I need some time to anchor into what you just shared with me. Cause that's freaking mind blowing. And he was like, I know. So sometimes we have to do that, right? Allow ourselves opportunity to okay, I'm so glad that you shared that with me, but I need some time to really sit with that and digest it. Right. So, allow that for yourself and be open and honest. Okay, you just filled my tank to max capacity mentally. I need a break. We need to shift gears, talk about something different because I'm ready to just be whoa, I need a minute or a lot of minutes. So yeah, the multidimensionality of this world is pretty intense. Anyway, so this opportunity, this invitation during this blue Western eagle season of vision for us to gain clarity about our mental constructs, our mental patterns, our mental ideas, and begin to consciously create the stories that are going on within our mental body. And um, even what we share and communicate out into the world. And what's really interesting about that is we're flowing into Mercury retrograde. We're in the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. I think it starts April 21st, April 20th, somewhere in there. Do I have my little book available that shares that with me? Let me look here. Give me a second. Looking, we're in April, June. April. What was that? Little pop. All right, so I wanted to know retrograde, the 21st. Mercury goes retrograde April 21st. And that is always an opportunity to, again, dive into and make sure that your modes of communication are, and the words that and ideas that you're communicating are on point. Like just making sure, because Mercury retrograde is a time when communication gets a little distorted. So we can take that and know that ahead of time and plan for that, so that we don't, hopefully, but again, people are going to receive things the way they're going to receive it. That's kind of out of our hands. Hopefully, they will give us the benefit of the doubt and allow us the opportunity to um, explain and clear the miscommunication, or not. And unfortunately, that's out of our hands as well. So, and this is what I've been reading. This the solar eclipse and lunar eclipses that are coming. It is absolutely a time when breakthroughs and breakups are going to be happening, is the way that it was written that I read. So we're going to experience breakthrough. Like there's a lot of like new beginnings that are going to be cultivated. Hey, Dennis, I'm reading your messages. Nice. You're on. Oh, yeah. You were in the harmonic.us. That's awesome. Thank you. I'll get your note after this at some point when I have the time to sit down and do that. I've been working through like, and I am not very like routinized scheduled person. I'm more like spontaneous and erratic, and I love that about myself. So I'm seeking to navigate through some changes that have happened outside of my own. Essentially, my son started soccer, and so his schedule has sort of like is impacting my schedule, and I'm seeking to navigate that. So I love it. I love that my son's playing soccer. I was a soccer player like for pretty much the better part of my entire life. But it's just interesting when you have like your like set schedule and then something shifts. And if you're like me, I'm like, whoa. So I'm taking a little bit of time and opportunity to sort of like flow back into a semblance of a schedule that works and supports me. And I will openly admit that it's been taking me a little bit of time. I'm a slower processor, which I'm not saying that to get down on myself at all. It just is what it is. I've observed that to be true about myself, that there are some people who can quickly process information. And I think that's so freaking fascinating. That's not me. I am much more slow and deliberate and methodical in my processing, and I'm an external processor. I need to talk it out. So I've learned that about myself, and I offer grace to myself, but I'm not as fast moving as others. And so and it's just me. Like I'm the only one that's starting all of these things. And, I have big goals, and hopefully at some point I will have a small team that I support and they support me. However, right now it's just me. So I'm seeking to get all of the wheels in motion, and keep it moving pretty fluidly or to the best of my ability. So yeah, all of that to say, Dennis, that I will get to your message, and I'm sure that you know that I will. But yeah, there's just things in my world that have shifted, and April's been a pretty crazy month. We have a lot of like traveling going on within my family, and so there's that aspect also. So it's just been a juggling of schedules, and it kind of kick-started with spring break. That was sort of when all of the things started to shift, and, we took a week off, and I didn't have very good internet connectivity, and so I just was like, "Ah, I'm just gonna bag it, like, whatever." Um, and now here I am. Let's see. Like, yes, out of our hands, for sure. It's out of our but we can take control, like, find our own locus of control to navigate it all, right? Like, I'm not saying that, it's outside of my control. I'm just saying it's taken me a little bit longer to navigate it than, I guess, what it might other people. And that's okay, because I am not other people. I am me, and I want to be the best me possible, just like I want y'all to be the best you possible. So, we were just talking about the, Blue Western Eagle season of vision and how the code keys of that are creates, mind, and vision. And we have this beautiful opportunity to really gain clarity about our mental body and choose consciously how we want to think about things, cultivate and create those stories, that vision for our lives on purpose, to take that creative control over our own self and our own lives, and begin to navigate and dictate within ourselves how we want to show up potently and powerfully and with integrity and kindness and compassion, right? Like, we get to choose what that looks like. And truly the best way that I have found to become more conscious and aware of my thoughts is through short stints of meditation throughout my day, just really allowing myself the opportunity to take a few deep breaths and to remind myself I'm in control. What just happened? Like, when I feel my emotional body shift, I have cultivated a trigger within myself that, okay, something shifted. I feel it. I want to explore that so that I can learn about what just happened, so I can learn more about me. And that's the invitation that I offer to each one of you, to just initiate a breathing practice as often as possible, at least weekly. And it only, like, 5, 10, 15 minutes is all it really takes to just connect with your breath and allow yourself space to unpack whatever's going on within you. Take a look at it, reflect upon your day, reflect upon the moment, whatever the case may be. And so we're in that season. I don't even know how many more days we have, but it's a 65-day season, and I think we're pretty well into it, is what I want to say. We still have many days left, I'm pretty sure, but we're pretty well into this Blue Western Eagle season of vision. And then we're also in a 52-day castle of time. We are in the white northern castle of crossing, and that is connected to the court of death. So it's allowing the opportunity for the things that need to be shed, or the things that need to die within our mental bodies, our emotional bodies, our physical bodies, our energetic bodies, our spiritual bodies, our cosmic bodies, any body that we have. It's an opportunity for us to allow what needs to die, what no longer serves us, to die and to be transmuted into nourishment moving forward, energetically, physically, emotionally, mentally, all the things, right? And it's this, just this castle of crossing, where we're crossing a bridge, right? Crossing over into the newness of who we are and what we're meant to be, truly, consciously, on purpose, knowing that we are in the driver's seat. And what happened in the past, we can't change. There's nothing that we can do to shift what's already happened. However, we can absolutely create what is to come consciously and turn it into exactly what we desire and how we want it to be. And there's a bridge, right? We have to cross over. So it's not like you just jump from where you were to where you want to be. You have to take that castle of crossing. You have to cross the bridge. You have to walk. And sometimes along the bridge, you stop. Maybe there's a vantage point that you stop and you overlay, and you're like, taken hostage is the word that's in my mind. I don't think I want to use such a, where you're like kind of overcome, right? Where you're like, oh my goodness, What is that? Where you just have to like stop and look like on the bridge, like a over like, oh my gosh, what is it called when you're like on a trip? Like a what is it? It's a scenic overlook. That's what I'm looking for. Where you're on this bridge and you have a scenic overlook of whether you're like looking backward to kind of explore and seek deeper understanding of what's already happened, or maybe where you just stop and you get overcome with all of the things that you're like moving toward, where you just get hit with that emotion and you just stop and you're looking forward like, right? Like honoring both, but you have to cross that bridge. You have that castle of crossing where it's going to take time to get from where you were to where you want to be. And so that's this idea and allowing things like unpacking what no longer serves you, setting down the heavy things so that you don't carry them with you in, over that bridge. Like all of those analogies, whatever resonates with you, let those things go, let them release, and understand that there is a gestation period for each one of us to go through between stepping out of our old skin and into our new skin. And we are in that castle of crossing if we choose to be on that bridge, right? That's just a new intuitive idea about what the castle of crossing is about. I don't know that that's really what I've talked about in the past, but hey, new moment, new ideas are flowing. So I'm going to roll with it. All right, so that we are in the 10th moon within this red self-existing moon year. So the 10th tone of creation is the planetary tone. The code keys of the planetary tone of creation are perfect, produce, and manifestation. So we are in the planetary moon of manifestation, and we are cycling through that until Monday, May 1st, until May Day. May Day, May Day. So yeah, like, I don't know, manifestation always blows my mind, just the idea of that word and everything that it entails. And then also the knowledge and recognition that we are manifesting 100% of the time. And people want to take credit for the good things that they manifest in their life, but they don't want to take credit for the not so good things that they manifest. And the reality is we're responsible for all of it. We co-create the positive and the negative. It's just people don't want to admit that they are manifesting and drawing those negative things to themselves. And I get it. It sucks to recognize like, wow, I really did bring that on myself. Like if I really truly get honest with myself and I think through, I really like there were multiple opportunities for me to make different choices and I just didn't. Whatever, whether it was ego or stubbornness or, just the desire to be right or, whatever, which is ego, whatever it is. Yeah. So manifestation, just remind ourselves as often as possible that we truly are attracting all the things that are going on within us and around us. And we are interpreting those things. And so to say what Mike Dooley is his name, but he goes by Tut, he says, thoughts are things, choose the good ones. And I think that this is a good lunar cycle to really begin to understand what that means for each one of us. Thoughts are things. Choose the good ones. What does that mean within you? And what is manifestation? How does that look like? How can you shift your own set point, energetic set point, so you begin to manifest the things that you desire, not the things that you don't want? And something that I've discovered is writing it down, like getting crystal clear about what I want and focusing on that. So what did I read? I read something today where it was a motivational message where at the end of it, it said, don't give up. And I read that and I was like, that's true. Like, I don't want people to give up, but in my opinion, for a mental construct and remembering that we are points of manifestation and our mind, our mental body doesn't really understand the negative. So the vast idea that and picture that people have shared in my world, at least over and over and over again, is the idea of when you tell someone to not think about a pink elephant is what they think of because that's what you just said. You said, you're like, do not think about a pink elephant. Okay, well, they're going to think about a pink elephant because pink elephant is what you just said. The mind doesn't understand the do not, the don't, the negative. It only hears the object. So when you hear don't give up, what the mind interprets is give up. So a better, in my opinion, I don't want to say better, that's judgmental. I think a more effective, right? Pink elephant. I think a more constructive way to go about it is to say something like, keep going. Keep going. Like it will all be okay. Like, yeah, that fucking sucked. Keep going. Because you're not going to stay in that suck zone, right? Like if you keep going, if you keep moving, eventually, like if you keep, so it's also the idea of the buffalo, right? Like when a storm is coming, it's said that buffalo run toward the storm because they've learned that if they run toward the storm, they spend the least amount of time in the storm. And so that's the idea of keep going. Like, yeah, the storm's going to happen, but if you keep moving, you're going to walk out. The storm ends at some point. Storms don't go on forever. The sun will shine again. How quickly are you going to get there? And I promise you, if you stop, you're going to end up getting drenched. Whereas if you just keep moving, yeah, you're going to get wet, but ultimately you're going to get to where the rain stops, the storm stops, the sun comes out, and you start to dry off faster. So that's what is happening. That's what's come up for me from planetary moon of manifestation. It's this idea of perfect, produce, manifestation. What are you perfecting so that you can produce and manifest on purpose? What is it within you that needs your attention so that you can shift your point of attraction? If that's what you want to do. Some people don't want to do that, right? Some people, y'all, there's medicine in all of it. If you want to stay stuck on the dot, I promise you there's medicine in that. It's just how long do you want to be stuck in that dot, on that dot, right? You can move off of it anytime. And there's medicine in all of it, positive and negative. This entire life, yours, mine, together, all of ours. It's on purpose for a purpose, and life is on our side. It's working for our benefit, especially when we consciously choose to begin to see it that way. Because we can look at it as life is against us, and we will manifest that. Or we can see that life is for us, and we'll begin to manifest that. Because it all starts up here. You believe what you tell yourself. All right. Then we're in a 13-day wave spell. We're in another white tribe. So white is, I'm going to look at that since we're going to go there anyway. It is associated with the direction north, and the code key refines. So something during this 13-day cycle, and we're 9 days in, is being refined within each one of us. And it's amplified because we're in a 13-year white wizard wave spell. So there's white. We're in a 13-day white world bridger wave spell. So there's white. And today is a white solar wizard day. So we have this idea of something is being amplified. The refinement of something within us is being amplified today, times 3, which is pretty cool. And the direction north is associated with our ancestors, right? Like the ancient ones, our lineage in the shamanic world, the direction north. And it's also associated with the hummingbird, the winds of the north, mother's grandfathers or grandmother's grandfathers, ancestors, and the hummingbird. So all of those things might have a symbolic meaning for what's being amplified within the energetics of today. Just to throw that out there for y'all and maybe there's also something that's associated with the direction north for you personally. I used to live up north, and now I live in the southern parts the southern part of the United States. So maybe that's something that I need to sit with for a little bit. And it probably is, since it just came to mind. But the white world bridger wave spell, those qualities are equalizes, death, and opportunity. And again, just a reminder that the death of anything that happens within us or around us offers and opens a new opportunity to us and for us. So, and it's the great equalizer. That's why it's equalizes, death, and opportunity. Death is the great equalizer. Everything physical is temporal. However, everything energetic is eternal. And we are all at our, do I want to say foundation? My stomach's rumbling. I'm going to say core. We are all at our core energy. That's what we all are. We are energetic beings having a very human and physical experience, which I love. I know, it's crazy. I don't know how I got here, but it's been a really fun ride. I'm going to say that too. All right, so we are within this white world bridger wave spell. We're on day 9. So again, we're on the solar tone of creation, and it is a white wizard day, my tribe. All right, so we have white wizard. The code keys, again, are enchants, timelessness, and receptivity. The quote, it doesn't tell me where it comes from. It's just a quote at the top, and it says, "Untie the past, or its impact will last. Don't worry or hurry to reach the future. It surely will never arrive." Okay, that's funny. I just started thinking about that bridge analogy that I used. The future will never arrive. So are we just constantly on the bridge? We're just constantly like trying to cry. I don't necessarily agree with that. I understand what they're saying, that the future never comes because we're always in the here and now, right? However, within the here and now, we are moving forward. So there is forward progress if we choose to make and take the forward steps that we need to make that progress, to cross over that bridge, to actually get to that idea and vision in our mind that we're creating. All right. The white wizard represents the power of the jaguar, the shaman, the night seer, the earth wizard. Wizard says the time is always now. The present moment is your field of play. As the canvas of nature cycles, you are time. Being receptive to your inner autonomous sense of timing, which is kind of what I was talking about, right? When I was talking about how I'm slower to process, like that's me being receptive to my own inner autonomous sense of timing. And we all have that different sense of timing. And it's really, again, I'm always just floored by those who process things super quickly. My husband is one of them. He processes things so quickly, and I'm always just astounded. Like, wow, holy smokes, like witty, right? Like there are people that I've met in my life that are super witty, and it always blows me away. Like, oh my goodness, you are so quick at processing. Like, anyway, takes me a little bit longer. So that's my own inner sense of timing. Being on time with yourself assures you will naturally be on time with your outer reality. Enchantment emerges from receptivity to the expanse of the present moment. I'm going to read that again. Enchantment emerges from receptivity to the expanse of the present moment. Wizards cast spells, enchantments. Spells are but personal myths that craft and define our lives. Spells remind us that words and beliefs have magical powers that generate states of fascination and entrancement. By becoming conscious of the spells we are casting through our words and beliefs, we can refine them and thereby magically shift our lives. Receptivity invites authenticity, transparency, and healing. When we are able to receive one another, deep truths feel welcomed into expression, connecting soul to soul without guard. The collaborative forces of enchantment are unleashed. Let us be receptive to the omnipresent sacredness of existence, complete with its blessings and its challenges. Timelessness is an energetic dimension which has been masked by a linear notion of time. Together, we are remembering that time is the universal factor of synchronization. The present moment is always a living oracle. May the wizards arise and break the spell of artificial time. Hopefully, that's what I'm doing. Working on it. Break the spell of artificial time. And to just hopefully encourage people to enjoy the present moment. Be here now, soaking it all in. There's so much medicine and things to gather and learn about within each moment. Such a beautiful life. So much beauty around us also. So again, we're in the ninth day of the White Bridger wave spell, which is tone 9, the solar tone of creation. The code keys are pulse, realize, and intention. The quote comes from Gary Zukov. That's Zukav. Quote, "From the perception of the multisensory human, the intention behind an action determines its effects. Every intention affects both us and others, and the effects of intentions extend far beyond the physical world." Which is so interesting to me that our intentions are so potent and powerful. Truly, our intention matters more than anything. I mean, it doesn't always feel that way, right? Like it doesn't always look that way either. Like when we look at things with our physical eyes, it doesn't always look or feel like that is the most powerful, our intention, right? Because again, I talked earlier about how sometimes I say things and people receive it and I'm like, whoa, that was not my intention, right? Like we don't get to choose how other people receive what we intend. However, more often than not, whenever my intention is not to harm, I don't want to say always, because I know that's a word that's difficult to live up to, but I'm going to say more often than not, I am given the opportunity to better explain myself, because that wasn't my intention. Whereas if my intention really isn't clear, or I just, fly off the handle, like I talked about earlier, I'm not given that because that intention wasn't clear. And without me realizing it, maybe it was meant to harm. It certainly wasn't done consciously. So hopefully that helps to clarify, when we're talking about this intention, the more intentional we are, life honors that for sure. At least I have found that to be more true than false. Let me put it that way. All right. Tone 9 pulses the power of intention. Here we awaken to the realization of universal mind, which precedes and directs all manifestations of our physical world. We see the nonlinear emanations of consciousness which uphold this reality. We understand that information is perpetually sent and received by our biopsychic circuitry every moment, whether we are aware of the experience or not. As the ancients say, whatever you put your attention on grows stronger in your life. Solar tone challenges. Harness energy information by directing it. And I'm going to throw in intentionally directing it. Pulsing is a way to amplify or communicate using mental, emotional, and spiritual energy united. Exercise your natural ability to be in telepathic contact. It requires clarity, connection, and like our body's pulse, a steady streaming surge of energy. Realize your vast capacity to broadcast your truths, both subtly and physically. It's pretty cool. All right, so we have the daily affirmation that is in the description box below. There's a bunch of links in there. There's a link to, if you want to know your own galactic signature, what you are, there's a link down there for that. If you want to get a calendar to follow along as I'm reading, there's a link to get the calendar through Miss Cassia, whose channel is Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. She's a fellow YouTuber. She's awesome. And there's a link to get the calendar from 13moon.com. Hopefully she'll get credit for that because she's the reason that I even know about this calendar to begin with. Prior to me watching her channel, I didn't know that there was such a thing as the Mayan Galactic Calendar of Time. And I'm very appreciative that she opened the world of this entire spiral to me. It's super cool. Of course, I chose to dive in, right? Let's see. Oh, yeah. After I read the daily affirmation, we're going to jump to the Astro Dream Advisor link that's down below to the White World Bridger Wave Spell. And we're going to take a deeper dive into White Wizard and the question that is prevalent for us to consider today energetically. All right. So the affirmation is I pulse in order to enchant. Realizing receptivity, I seal the output of timelessness with the solar tone of intention. I am guided by the power of heart. The other thing I want to make note of is today is a Rainbow Bridge meditation day. And there is a collective meditation that anybody who is sort of in the know of the Mayan Galactic Calendar of Time, there's a meditation that we can all do together today and tap into that energetic flow. I've been saying this for a while. I have every intention of creating a YouTube video that will help us all kind of be able to come together and listen to that meditative like storyline together in oneness. And so I need to just pull the trigger and do that. But again, I'm on my own time. All right, but I will get that done. I will. All right. I know we got to go into the White World Bridger for my link. I got to move some stuff around. Uh-oh. Hope I didn't just mess that up. All right. So bear with me as I move. This is not wanting to work with me, y'all. Come on, computer. Well, y'all can click on the link. You'll probably get there faster than me, it seems like. I can't find my window. I'm so sorry, y'all. Usually it's set up for me, and I didn't take the time to make sure that it was still set up. Oh well, we'll get there. Oh my goodness, I don't know where it went. Huh. Oh, funny. All right, I found it. Thanks for bearing with me. Oh, all right. The question for today, day 9. How do I shine the light for others? White wizard qualities are integrity, heart knowing, alignment with divine will, magician, shaman, night seer, priest, enchanter, psychic, jaguar, torchbearer, and magic. One shadow of white wizard can be seen in issues regarding integrity. Integrity comes from an intention to be honest and true to yourself and others. Having integrity means that you can be trusted to do what you say you will do. It also means that your actions are congruent with your feelings. Integrity comes from a deep connection with self. It is characterized by a willingness to speak your truth, to address your shadow issues honestly, and to complete issues with yourself and others. White Wizard also reveals issues of control and personal power. Look into your life to see how these issues might be manifesting. Do you sometimes feel a need to hold on, to control, to have things go your way? Is your personal will combined with desires for recognition, approval, status, or fame? I'll openly admit I definitely um, have noticed in my lifetime, and so I'm my sun sign is Cancer, but my moon and rising signs are both Leo. And so Leo also has this desire for recognition, approval, status, fame, right? Like Leo is very much a loud and proud and pay attention to me sign within the zodiac. And so I have had to integrate these desires for that recognition and to really keep it in balance and alignment with um, you know, the desire to also be like humble and recognize that it doesn't have to be my way, right? Like things don't have to be my way. And in fact, the more I've released those reins of things needing to be my way, the life has just gotten more fun and spontaneous, which I thrive in spontaneity. I love surprises. I love not knowing the way that things are ultimately going to end up. Like I just it keeps me excited about the future, which never comes. But anyway, so I absolutely understand and I think it's interesting that so the white wizard has these desires for recognition, approval, status, and fame, but I also have that coded into me from the stars, the blueprint of the stars, and the Leo energetics that were coded into me. Like I have that desire, and it's not a bad thing. It's not. I don't mean to. It's just I've needed to integrate those ideas to in the best way I know how keep them healthier and above board. So yeah, so I personally as a white wizard can absolutely relate to what we're talking about right now. So, this society may have rewarded you for functioning from a place of personal power. Many people in this shadow seem calculating and controlling, using their minds without alliance to their hearts. And that is the ultimate like connection, right? To really seek to balance and align and integrate and keep those heart mind energetics coherently flowing together. The need for control arises when you feel insecure or no longer connected to that which creates meaning and satisfaction in your life. So I kind of want to back up. So it says this society may have rewarded you for functioning from a place of personal power. I'm really curious what they mean when they say that, because if you've been following me for a long time, you know I'm 100% in the space of we need to recognize and honor our own personal power. I personally believe that like we have given our power over to other things outside of ourselves. So I'm really curious what they like I I don't know what that means. This society may have rewarded you for functioning from a place of personal power. I don't know. I want to encourage people to operate from a place of personal power. Hmm. Maybe it's The society may have rewarded you for functioning from a place of distorted personal power, right? Where you utilize it to control and manipulate versus utilizing it for your own personal well being and like construction within you, like laying down that foundation and building upon it from that sense of personal power, right? Which is a just healthier way to go about it. Maybe that's what they mean. I know I'm kind of struggling with that a little bit. Um, okay. So, yeah, so the need for control arises when you feel insecure or no longer connected to that which creates meaning and satisfaction in your life. So, that's a good question, too. What creates meaning and satisfaction in your life? Everyone may be willful from time to time while learning how to align personal will with divine will. In this process, let your heart show you the way. 100%. Shine your love light. Let it shine. Let it light your path. Face your insecurities and step into who you truly are, a wise and powerful human being, a magician of living. As you open to divine will, you will naturally resolve issues of personal will and power. Ooh, super cool. All right, y'all. That's all I have. Holy smokes, it's been over an hour. Wow. Guess I had a lot within the energetics of today. I mean, it has been a minute, so I guess I had a lot on my heart mind. So as always, I so appreciate you sharing your time. It is the most precious and creative gift that we have to gift to one another. And so I don't take that lightly. I'm so grateful and thankful for each one of you. If this is your first video or if you've watched a couple and you've kind of kicking around the idea, if you like this channel, if you like these videos, couple things that you can do. Number one, you can subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Number two, you can tap or click the thumbs up. That helps me out in just a really small way, just to gain more visibility. Because again, I'm super small and I'm seeking to grow as organically as possible, and just connect with other beautiful love lights out there as the energetics flow. Right. Oh, you're welcome, Dennis. Thank you for being here. I love and appreciate you so much. All of you. I love and appreciate all of you. I'm so thankful that you're here and that you've taken, an hour and 7 minutes. I mean, that's awesome. So thank you if you're here till the end. Um, and then also, if you want to be notified when I go live, there's a bell that you can click and it will send you notifications when these sessions go live. So those are kind of all the things. There's other ways in the description box to connect with me. But I'm just so thankful that you're here. And as always, until we meet again, beautiful love light, please do me a favor. Go shine. Shine your beautiful love light out into the world that only you can. I love you. Bye.